So something happened the other day, and there was this guy in my office. He just went in his hand, and then this guy wanted to come and shake hands with me.
That's a joke.
Can you imagine?
That's a joke.
To be very honest with you, to be very, very honest,
I thought it was real. Like,
I be real.
no, I was actually going to run away from here.
No, it was a joke. I didn't see expression.
But then I see guys scared about this thing guys in town. This Mr. Corona.
Is it in town? Is the question.
I'm wondering.
But he saw the Spanish guy.
It was Italian.
Italian,
actually.
actually.
Italian, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was caught and he has the virus in Nigeria, Lagos.
The thing is, that going back to the question, is it actually in Lagos or someone is telling me a lie? Because yesterday I was going out and I was putting on my mask.
Yeah.
And if you see the way everybody was just looking at me, like I was one odd person in the number.
You shouldn't wear the mask except you have a flu.
But at the same time, I was watching a video online that said you shouldn't use your hands to touch your nose, touch your mouth, touch your eyes.
So, okay.
If I'm wearing that mask, I don't know what I would have touched. Do you understand? I don't have to have the flu or the virus or something to have to wear that mask. Unknowingly to me, I can touch my eyes, my mouth.
With your hand?
Yes, with my hand.
But the mask doesn't cover your eyes.
It covers here.
But it doesn't cover your eye.
Will I get the flu through the eyes?
And if someone sneezes,
it comes.
The what do they call it? The droplets might go into your eyes.
I'm listening to both of you, and some things, yes, facts. Some things sound like myth, and that's one of the problems I have. Like, because most of the information we get from the media. And,
exactly.
You know, there's been all
social
sorts
media
of
actually.
Yeah, social media and even traditional media.
Traditional
you know,
media as well.
You know, and all sorts of things have come out on what not to do and what to do, and even the way they portray it out there in the media. I won't lie, like sometimes you just put on the TV, you want to relax to watch TV, and don't put on Corona, you know, and it gets you so scared, and you start asking yourself like, is it as serious as these people are making it out to be? You understand?
But
so that's one of the things I want to actually just find out your perception about it. You think the way the media portrays this thing is as dangerous as it actually is?
I think it is. I don't know if it is though, but I'm not going to use myself to try. One, have you seen the news in Iran? How that thing spread like wildfire.
It's media that's telling us.
No, it's not media. Actually, the
media.
media is actually hiding the actual statistics or number of people that are down with that disease in Iran. Mm-hmm. So you don't want to be the one to try it on yourself, because trust me, if that thing comes to Africa, if it comes to Nigeria and it catches one black person, that thing is going to spread like crazy. One because we're so sentimental. If someone wants to, like the gist I was giving you guys of what happened in my office, where someone sneezed into his hand and then he wanted to use the same hand to shake hands with me, and I was like, bro, keep your hands to yourself, and he was angry. So that's one major problem, because our hygiene is like really poor.
I agree.
And then someone will sneeze, bless you, like cover your nose. Do you understand? So I really don't want to try on myself or anyone close to me.
For what you said, because from my initial question, for what you said, it's like you're even saying the media is downplaying it, because you're saying the numbers in Iran are even more than what they are saying.
In
maybe
some
even
places.
in China. Yeah, I think maybe even in
Exactly.
China. I don't know whether Folabi is meditating upon the virus and thinking, you seem like it has really hit you. Is it what the media has done to you?
Point of correction. Nothing has hit me.
Let's check. Where's that touch like?
Nothing has hit me. I'm fine. I feel like, up to some extent, the media can't tell us the exact information of what exactly is going on. We can only consume what they tell us. You get me? They're the ones.
Or they
a lot
can
of
even
time.
share what they hear.
Yes, as much as most of the time, a lot of us have the bias that media is this or social media is this. They're the ones who get most of the news agencies, and people are the ones on ground. So they are the ones who have seen. Bear in mind that we have not actually really experienced it here. It's just based on what we've seen and what we've heard. So there's the tendency to think that it's not as it's not as dangerous as it is. So when you see people with their face masks on, whether it's the right way or not, you're wondering like, okay, why are you guys also paranoid? But let's bear in mind that there are parts in the world where everybody is having to put these things on. They're not all crazy. So the virus must be as concerning as the media play it out to be. Now, how dangerous it is or it can potentially be is yet to be seen. Okay, fine. The main concern everybody has now is that it spreads so fast. You know, droplets from an infected person who might not even be showing the major symptoms yet.
Yes.
You know, you sneeze. If you have contact with surfaces or droplets, you put your hands in your eyes, your nose, or your mouth. You know, it's scary when you think about it because that means we'll all be walking around.
And it's not visible.
Look like a bunch of penguins. And you can't see it. So another thing I want to touch on is that the media has let us know that, okay, the mortality rates, the amount of people dying from this as compared to the amount of people catching it is about 2 to 3%. But the truth is, it's like a cold. Anybody can catch a cold. It's not like HIV where you have to have some direct contact with blood. This one, people sneeze. You enter the bus, you touch this person. I touch you. I know you don't have it, but I touch you, and it's possible.
Yeah,
so at some point, it's people can see that concern as being deadly. Also, one last point: there is no known vaccine for it now. So what can happen in the next couple of months? No one can say yet.
Based on precedent, on how when it comes to issues like this, the part the media have played. As far as I'm concerned, I feel that there's a bit or a flavor of sensationalism involved in this thing. I won't mention a media outlet, but there's one particular media outlet, American media outlet. You know, one thing I've noted, I'm always addicted. I'm always watching them. Like most times when I put on my TV, it's always on that station. But one thing I note with them is that I know there's this thing called news cycle where maybe you continue giving updates about news and going on.
Yeah.
But the way they go about it, you know, the way I've noticed most of the story, there's always an element of, like, it's like they're looking for something extra to add. Pepe, they will hype their own. If I tune to another news station, and this one, a British news outlet, they'll still report the same news, but the way they go about it, you know, it's just cool. Almost, they sound very objective. I'm not saying they are not objective, but they just sound neutral and all that. But these guys just come up, this way they sound, they always sound like, I'm going to die tomorrow. Well, that's what I mean by them.
The media, you know, the media goes above the government.
In what sense are you?
In everything. Any news they're giving to you is not controlled. A good media outlet.
Okay. So
probably that channel you're talking about, they go above and beyond to get their news from actual sources and not filtered news like maybe the other ones are doing. So you really can't say if they are telling you real stories, because maybe the reason why you're reacting this way is because the stories are not always good. In this case, we really don't know the extent of the virus or how strong it is. So who knows if they are telling the truth?
I'll say in the past, let me just say 20 years to play safe. We've had SARS. There was another one that came, you know, mostly from Asia. I don't know why. And then, you know, they made it sound like Armageddon. It's going to take place the next day. Like, they gave estimates, they did all that, and then somehow we survived. And for me, I always feel like when it comes to Nigeria, I don't know, we don't work with the conventional data. Even if they say this is how something is going to kill people, this is how it's going to happen. Africa, generally, and then Nigeria, something, I don't know, if they predict it to spread this way or not spread this way, when it comes to Nigeria, like things always change. We have a way of upturning data. Whether it's the environment, whether it's the people, whether it's our way of life, I don't know.
Going back to what we're talking about how deadly. Now, the deadliness of it now is now not exactly, in my own view, is not in how much it's killing people, it's in how in our everyday doing everything, it's right there. It's right there. I mean, they tell you don't touch your eyes, don't touch your ears, but a lot of the World Health Organization, the director or someone for Singapore was saying it that like they were reminding him not to touch his face.
Yes.
He was about to touch his face. It's so hard to protect yourself.
It's embedded in our lifestyle,
and
more or less.
The best that everyone can do is just do your best. Try to wash your hands. If everybody washes their hands and everybody, it's one way. And, you know, to get yourself safe. So wash your hands, sneeze into your elbows, because your elbows cannot touch your eyes except your toes.
Sorry, Afolabi, before you continue, you're talking to the wrong country, giving the wrong country. No, because how many Nigerians really keep to all these things?
But I know.
But it doesn't mean they won't get the information.
That's why for me, it was so scary. I'll be really honest. I thought about it that, okay, maybe because we're in Lagos. In Lagos, we're more aware than the rest of Nigeria. I personally thought that if that virus was going to come into Nigeria, it would come in from the north. And the reason why I say so is because we are more aware here. They are more communal.
Yes.
Our borders are not as secure as they are elsewhere. And once you can get anywhere else, you can get into Lagos easily.
True.
You get me? So that was my fear that, okay, if we're saying that we're going to be careful, how do we educate everybody else? That is, some people are not aware that this
looking at the percentage of educated people and uneducated people in Nigeria.
And I tell you, sometimes it's not even about the educated people, because the educated people, by virtue of education, a lot of them are not even aware.
Well, it seems that this disease, even the educated people is catching. Most people that are getting the disease, they're coming by air. They're not coming through the porous waters. This is not what they call that thing. Is it polio? What do you call it? It's not any of those kind of
even Ebola.
Rural diseases. It's coming across, to be honest, almost elitist.
Survives in cold.
Because in Iran, the political class, a number of them actually contracted.
Yes.
So, I get the whole control measures part and everything, but like I said, Nigeria is peculiar. Many Nigerians believe in their herbs or indigenous alternative medicine than, even using hand sanitizers or, the face masks. And funny enough, talking about the hand sanitizers, for example, the prices have been jacked up.
You see, we're looking at a global pandemic. We're looking at a state of emergency. This is the point where, in fact, they should even be giving out sanitizers for free.
Yes.
Because there is both poor people that are rich. Nobody is safe. So it should be everybody else's duty. Like in the office the other day, my boss bought a hand sanitizer for the office and for people to. That's the way people's mentality should be. But you see, people are hiking the price times 3. Now, face masks. I doubt that doctors are even need. Don't forget that it's not only coronavirus that we're dealing with. Doctors and surgeons still need face masks to carry out operations and stuff. Thank God they didn't mention gloves now. Everybody would have been buying gloves.
But just to quickly touch on the face masks, generally, like, globally, there's actually a scarcity.
There's a shortage.
A shortage, like China, which unfortunately supplies most of these kind of products to the rest of the world, is having that problem and it's affecting everywhere. So they're even rationing in a lot of places those things. But I still agree with you, since they're rationing it and it's not easily available, the best we could do is try to see how we can, evenly distribute in a way that can satisfy at least, and not be greedy about it.
On how to make yourself a face mask. So you take a tissue, like those hard tissue. Yes, so you take a tissue, then you squeeze the middle.
Okay.
Then you put 2 rubber bands beside it, fold it in between and pin it, and then open it.
How do you breathe?
Oh, you breathe.
I want to believe that there's a reason why they're medically approved face masks. I don't know how resistant to solvents and stuff, and if you breathe into it, how much it can retain. Tissues can retain those things. You talked about this substitute for face masks. The ones for hand sanitizers. I know they always tell us how alcohol. Can I dip my hands in vodka? And I know that if not, they use vodka bath.
First, I just want to say that for the hand sanitizers, let's even go back to the basic. The soap at home, when people have not even used their soap finish. They're now rushing hand sanitizers. As much as, yes, those hand sanitizers, something you can use on the go. It's not like you see what everywhere to wash your hand, but at least if everybody washes their hands, I know that we'll still touch things and microbes, but at least it's still something. It's still a form of defense. So it's almost like saying last.
Do we actually think it can affect the black men? Because we only see it with the white people. We've heard about it, but it's not even spreading.
I feel like, won't we feel so special if we cannot catch the virus? But black people can catch a cold. I personally don't think that we're totally immune from it. We might be a bit more resistant. It's possible. But still, we don't know, because thousands and thousands and thousands of people have been said to have this virus, to have caught this virus. I mean, if we say, okay, if we go back to the story of the pastor that they said went to China, they said the man is down. We don't know how true that is, because social media journalism now is not as, it's not as serious or as insightful as normal. A lot of times it spreads panic. So we don't know how true these stories are.
Well, you seem to be, I wouldn't say you're sitting on the fence on whether we have it or not, but me, I will say that we're resistant. Or let me put it this way. If we are to weigh the chances between a non-black, let me put it that way, because you have Asians and other races, and a black
among us,
I would say that we would stand a chance of being more resistant to the strain. And for some reason, this might really sound like something that doesn't have any empirical evidence, even for me. But I feel there's something about our mental state of just resisting things generally. That, you know, when you are down and they're like, stand up, or you know how it is, like you are ill here, we're like, no, don't worry, anyhow, go run this thing. But that doesn't mean that, of course, we shouldn't take precautions. That's why I said, notwithstanding, as much as you can, take precautions, but don't kill yourself, but try your best. You understand?
Yeah. We should just do what we've been told to do. Like, follow all the precautions, take precaution, wash your hands. Don't go about wearing a mask. Leave the mask for the medical practitioners that actually need it. Because there's like this myth that, oh, immediately you wear the mask, you are protected. You're actually not. The reason why they say people should wear masks is that the mask is actually supposed to be for people who have a flu, to contain the disease, or
you reduce the amount of droplets.
Yes, droplets that go into the atmosphere. And then also, some people just believe that, oh, immediately you use sanitizers on your hand, you're clean. Sanitizers actually work best on clean hands. So wash your hand. Washing your hands is actually the main thing, or the main precaution that should be followed. Wash your hand, and then you can go ahead and use sanitizers. And then avoid crowds. I don't get why we're still having crusades and all of these things in this period. In places where the disease originated, they are taking precaution. They advise people to stay away from crowded environments, which is what's going on. But we, of course, we're so sentimental. We're not going to do these things. So for me, I think if we can follow these precautions, I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be able to contain the disease. So we're going to play a very interesting game, and I'm sure nobody can get it. So we're going to play tongue twister.
Okay.
You know what tongue twisters are, right?
I do, and you say nobody can get it, and that one you have already made me feel. No worry, start.
You'll be fine. So the first one is, she sells seashells by the seashore. Go.
How many times?
7 times.
It's usually 5 traditionally.
Okay, 5. You can't even do 2 or 5.
5, okay. Wait now. It's the tension.
Okay.
What does she say about the seashore? Seashells, I mean.
Say it now.
Okay. Let's make this fast now. She sells seashells by the seashore. Seashells. I'm going to search seashells. Later, I give up.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She
7
sells
times.
seashells by the seashore.
Fast.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the
Falavi,
seashore.
you're playing while you like. She sells seashells. Like, be fast. You're not supposed
She
to
sells
pause.
seashells by the seashore.
them.
She sells
You
seashells
are
by the
pausing.
seashore. I'm not now.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
start again. You are pausing, start again.
She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells by the seashore. Seashore. I got it. No, but I've done it like 7 times now. Yeah,
I know.
She shares. Yeah.
Okay. My tongue very rolling.
My tongue is twisted.
Okay. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells.
She's going to seashells by December.
Okay, now I'm gonna win this game now, y'all.
But you didn't get the first one.
Somebody hold me. Okay. She sells.
Oh, I thought. Okay, you've not even tried.
I've not tried now. That was Riaza. She sells seashells. Yup. I give
Just
up.
fail 3 times. Let's know that it's complete.
Okay. She sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells.
She sells.
Let me give you guys one short one. It's actually very short.
Okay.
So you say it fast. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow.
How many times?
Just go. Like, let's say 10 times.
Okay. Why are you looking at me now?
Let me start.
Okay.
Okay, I should start.
Yes.
I don't know why people are choosing me, but no problem. Want to victim? Let me start.
Let me start.
Now, even to pronounce the words I'm pronouncing, my tongue is already twisted with that red lorry and a yellow lorry now, like our yellow buses in Lagos. And
Red
it's easy
lorry,
now.
yellow
Danfo bus, Danfo bus.
Red lorry, yellow lorry.
Are you speaking the video?
But let me try.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red
You
lorry,
always
yellow lorry.
don't
red
mind
lorry,
him.
yellow
Taking
lorry,
your
red,
time.
You see?
You did it intentionally.
I'm not speaking in tongues.
Let me try. Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, lorry, lorry.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow, red lorry. Red lorry, yellow, red lorry, yellow.
I think anybody that gets this thing has.
I swear, the Lord is on the
Stop.
person's side. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode today. I know you did. And if you did, click the like button just right below this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe. We look forward to seeing you next week. And also, you can check our old episodes. They are amazing. We post new episodes every Friday. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week with another amazing episode. Bye!